today?
You are now.
We are now.
Anyway, welcome aboard, Jackie. How are you?
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Okay, so that said, bringing it back to the board members. So starting with Dr. Baines, Board Member Baines, do you have any comments, questions, or concerns with the two recommendations that we presented just before, recently, just now?
Yes, it looks like they did a very good job in providing information about the process.
Okay.
And great job.
You're-
That's all I can say.
And I'd be
Okay.
happy to review the letter one more time since we weren't being recorded, if that's the pleasure of the board.
Did you all hear me, what I said?
You were going in and out.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know what's going on with the I said it looks like a great job,
Got that.
okay?
Copy that.
I limited my comments to, the commendation for the work that was done to provide the information to us.
Okay, thank you. Do we have anybody, how about you, Yolanda? Do you have anything, any comments, any concerns, any questions about these two recommendations?
No, I think they did a stellar job, and I'm sure Juan de Gobert and the Historical Society showed pictures and went spot on. I love these two buildings when I pass them, and now that the other one's painted, so I have no comments.
Thank you. Board Member Morris Lopez, do you have any comments or questions or concerns? Or would you like us to review anything while you're on the phones?
No comments. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I don't have any comments other than the fact that I think it's a good recommendation. I'm looking forward to the city council being presented this. And I think we've selected, or the San Juan Bautista Historical Society made a good selection this year, as they always do it on an annual basis. So I'm looking forward to the presentation and the approval through our city council. So that said, will somebody make a motion to approve the recommendation to the city council of these two candidates for Preservation Month in this May?
I make a motion to make these for the historicals.
I second
Okay.
it.
Okay, so we get a roll call on that for a vote.
Dr. Mary Baines,
Yes,
Luis Machain, Yolanda Delgado,
Yes.
Jackie Morris Lopez,
Yes.
David Maderas,
Yes. And before we close this item, go ahead, Erica, with a vote.
okay. The board being present, the motion as stated by the maker passes 4-0-1.
Okay, before we close this item, I did not open it up to the public. Is there anybody with their hand raised in the public that want to speak or comment or have any concern over this selection that we just made? Does anybody know?
No.
Okay, again, this is what I presented earlier, Jackie. I don't know if you saw that real quick. Those are two recommendations. Also, if the city council so chooses, I've also provided them with images and of the award itself, if they want to choose to do it that way. We'll see what they decide to do when they approve the awards. That being said, close this item unless you have some more questions. Anybody have any questions? Okay, thank you. So on agenda 4, action item B, approve the annual certified local government report to the State Office of Historic Preservation. The staff have a report on this before we make any decisions?
Yeah, annually, because we are a certified local government with the State Office of Historic Preservation, we report on our training, our activities, qualifications of the board members to make decisions on matters that are important to our historic districts. So the annual report is in your staff report, and we're recommending that you approve the annual report. Suggest make any changes that you might like to see after reviewing that report, and I will forward that on to the State Office of Historic Preservation. And that's the staff report.
So again, I'll start with the first question, but my question is, again, Brian, where does this go from here?
This goes to the, yes, this goes to the State Office of.
Oh, just to the state, okay.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Okay, does anybody in the board members have anything to say? I'll start with Morris Lopez, a board member. Do you have any questions, comments, or concerns about action item B?
No comments or concerns. Thank you.
Thank you. Yolanda, do you have any comments, questions?
Yeah, I had gone to this certification and I don't see my name on the page number 6, Brian. And
Okay.
I believe Jackie and you, David, we went to other historical preservations about, it was like a 3-day long. Do you remember, Jackie, that we also went to other ones?
Yeah, I recall Zoom meetings, I believe, that we did attend on.
Yeah, it was like for 3 days. Like, do you remember that, David?
Yeah.
You took perfect
I
notes?
don't know. I've been to so many of them. so-
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's hard to say which one exactly you're talking about.
Yeah,
But as far as I can see, it's been recorded pretty accurately. I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of happy with that. But if you see anything missing, bring it
Yeah,
up.
there was another one that we attended, David and Jackie,
Yeah.
that it's not on here.
And you're
and-
not seeing
and
it on the report.
No, I didn't see it on the report. And
Okay.
I attended this one here that Luis and David and Jackie and I went to on Zoom. So I just wanted to clarify that.
I'd like to just make sure that you understand, this is for the year 2020 through 2021. And so I found that you did attend some seminars, but they might have been in 2022. So I'll check again, and if you could let me know following the meeting, which ones you felt you attended during 2020, 2021.
Yeah, I haven't attended any in 2022. I've only attended 2021 and so yeah, and 20.
Yeah, that's October 2020 through September 2021. So there's a bit of 2021 that's not represented in this report.
Okay.
So if you attended a seminar in October, November, or December of 2021, that shows up in the next annual report.
No, I'm telling you that I attended this with this group.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I will. I'll make sure to get the details from you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Board member, Dr. Baines, do you have any comments, questions, or concerns on this particular item?
I have no concerns, and I don't have any questions, and I have no comments. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't have any questions, comments, concerns, but I do want to make a motion that we check this, double check and make sure we've got all of them listed that need to be on there for that time period. So somebody make a motion to that effect. I'll be happy to move it forward. Oh, before we do that, are there any comments or concerns from the public? No hands are raised or anything?
No.
Okay, thank you. Again, will somebody make a motion to approve action item B, approve the annual certified local government report to the State Office of Historic Preservation with the corrections if we find that they need to be corrected for the time period, I think is 2020 to 2021.
I make that motion.
So moved. Anybody second it?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Can we have roll call vote, please?
Sorry. Dr. Mary Baines,
Yes.
Luis Machain. Yolanda Delgado. Yolanda's muted.
I know, yes.
There we go. Jackie Morris Lopez.
Yes.
David Maderos.
Yes.
All the members of the board being present, the motion as stated by the maker passes 401.
Okay, thank you, Clerk Egger. Now for agenda number 5, discussion item. And A is downtown lighting, neon lighting for businesses. Does staff has a report on this of any type?
No, we don't have a report. It's a discussion item. One of the commissioners felt that it was, or one of the board members, apologies, felt it was important to bring this item up for discussion. So we can entertain that topic however you like.
Okay, this is news to me, as far as I know. Who was the board member that brought it to our attention or wanted to put it on this particular agenda? Will they speak on behalf of that right now?
Yeah, I brought that up, and I know there's an ordinance in our bylaws, and maybe we can have the code enforcer Dick Brown to go and validate that there isn't unauthorized neon signs of new buildings or past buildings, because we've only, from what I read in email, there's only 3 that were approved. I think was the Mission, and I can't remember the other 2 because they're historical. So we need to be on top of this with the new business and the older ones that are still using some of them, because I believe the water well has them, and they're not approved to that one. I don't know if that one's approved, or is it just the historical district that it's that this enforcement is for? Do you know, Brian?
I don't know. I'd have to look and see exactly what I'm not able to tell right off the top of my head. What?
Yeah, it's 11/13. It's 11/13.
We can
Sorry.
certainly do a survey and look and see what's happening in the downtown along 4th Street for businesses and on 3rd Street.
Yeah, it doesn't say I don't see historical, but maybe we can. It just says businesses. That's why we had a problem with do you remember the Valero, David? We didn't let them have any neons because it's in our bylaws about no neon lighting. Remember?
Yeah, there's mentioned in there that there's as far as businesses having it does itemize which businesses can have neon lights and what have you, or whatever they need. And I think there were 3 businesses that were grandfathered in, and it's all listed there. So I think it bears going over the city ordinance that deals with that. And I think that's one of the steps we can take from this day forward.
Yeah, the only 2 that were grandfathered in were Mission Cafe, the bakery, and Nils Market. Other than that, no open, closed, neon lights. And I'm just, there's other, and I don't want to pick the water well, but I walk through that every morning and I see it. We maybe we can get like I said, the code enforcement enforcer Dick Brown to go out there and check on that.
Okay. So is that what we think we want to do, and how do we want to follow up with this to see that it did get done and we covered it? So what do you think we need to do here?
Have the code enforcement.
I think we're going to follow up on this, going through.
Yeah, I will. Let me just
what have you, and the municipal codes, what have you, make sure that we're on top of it before we address each one of these if we have to. But I'd like to see it come back to us in a report that says that we did do this and this is what we found, and including what we need to do when it comes to interpreting the code. I think that's one of the steps we can take from here, I think.
Of course, and then we'll distinguish between internally illuminated signs and neon signs if that's what the code requires in that review. Okay, so we will do a little survey. And,
it's not a survey.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
Report back to the board regarding what we find.
I know, did you not read Cara Vonk's email that she addressed to you stating the section where nothing, only 3 can be, so there shouldn't be any neon.
Yeah, I think we're going to cover that, and being that this is just a discussion right now, but I think we just made a motion, or not a motion, but we're going to go forward with, like with a survey, like Brian said, and come back and report where we need to go with all this. And that said, so as far as the other board members, is there any comments, questions, or concerns you might have on this particular subject before we close this item and move forward? Board member Baines?
Yeah, I would ask where I would reference, I would like the information on what the standard is for business lighting, okay? I'm not sure where to find that. So that's my question. Where do you find it?
For business licenses?
No. For
Oh.
the neon lights information.
Oh,
The
I
code
see.
doesn't match.
Yes, it's in the sign ordinance. Our sign ordinance is chapter 11-10.
Chapter 11
So
dash.
That's where we'll look to find the standards for commercial uses and mixed use zoning districts.
Okay. Chapter
Anything else?
11, you said? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah,
Hello.
yes, the sign ordinance is
Yes.
is chapter 11-10.
Okay.
Commissioner Baines, Cara Vonk
Yes.
emailed it to you in your business, in the email.
In the
She sent it-
packet?
No, she emailed it to us. It's not in the packet. She
Oh, just
emailed
now?
us. No.
I will follow up with the board on a review of signs in the historic district, and including those that are illuminated or neon signs. And I will give you a report. And I'll also in that report reference the code section.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Morris Lopez, board member, do you have any questions, comments, or concerns on this particular subject?
Yes, thank you, Chair Maderos. Yeah, I think that for me, I'm interpreting this that there have been 3 very historic neon signs that are retro signs that add to the character of our historic section of Main Street or the town. And also there's one on the outlying section, Neal's Market. And those 3 have been grandfathered in our ordinance chapter 11, item 10-100. And specifically in that ordinance, it says prohibited sign section. And clearly it states in there, if you want to redo this ordinance, it has to go before city council. They are prohibited with the exception of those 3 signs. So I think the concern that board member Delgado brought up, which I'm really grateful that she did, it just appears to me that there hasn't been any adherence to the signage that's going up downtown with new businesses coming and going. And it clearly states that the internal lit signs, neon, flashing, moving, whatever you want to call them, are prohibited. And they should go through a process just like a business license permit and a signage permit. There used to be a very stringent sign permit for the overhang signs outside the building that go over the sidewalk. They have to be so many feet high, clearance off the sidewalk as to not pose a danger. They have to be painted a certain color. They have to be within certain parameters of size. So I feel like we're really kind of not keeping an eye on the ball with this. I also want to say that besides the Main Street district, the business district, historic district as it's known, you also need to start looking around the city and the mixed use districts. We have mixed use districts which are being wholeheartedly promoted and being used, which the water well store is in, and also other areas where there's mixed use businesses within residential. You need to start looking at the signage there. think we need to look beyond just a flashing neon sign, but in general, there is a whole chapter on signs. So I think we really need to look at all of that at this point. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and bringing it to me, I agree with, I'm thankful that board member Delgado brought it up. So I'm on the same page with her. Let's take a look at this and see where we need to go with it, make sure that we're on top of it from here on out. Hopefully, when we get the report back, we can make some other decisions. So that being said, I think we need to put this on the agenda for further discussion. And I think we've made, I think we're setting that up for another meeting. So that being said, anything else? Is there any public members that want to talk on this particular subject at this time?
Yes, Kara has her hand up. I'm gonna allow her to talk.
Okay. Kara, if you have any comments, please help us with this. Hello?
Thank you. I had to unmute myself. The ordinance that applies here, it's 11-10-100, if you want to look at it yourself. And the title is Prohibited Signs. They're internally illuminated signs, neon, fluorescent, or photofluorescent colors, flashing signs, and LED signs. And there is one that has bothered me in particular.
Lost you.
Foods that they offer.
You're broken up, Kara.
We didn't hear what she said.
Oh,
Want to
can you-
repeat?
I'm sorry,
I mean,
can you
not
hear
from the
me?
beginning, but towards the last couple of minutes.
Okay, so the Mission Cafe
Yeah.
has an electronic sign that, it rolls and it shows the different foods and everything, and that's in the window. And I think that one is clearly a violation. So I'm glad that you're taking a look at this. I don't know about, there are some businesses that also have Christmas tree lights lining their windows. I don't know where that falls into the mix. But anyway, I'm glad you're looking at it, because I think we've kind of forgotten, or people have forgotten what the zoning ordinance does prohibit. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
No other hands.
Okay, thank you, everybody, for this particular discussion. So I'm going to close this item, which is number 5, discussion item. And we're going to item 6, which is comments. Do we have any further comments from any one of the board members? I'll start with board member Baines.
I do not have any comments or questions.
Okay, thank you. Board member Morris Lopez.
I just want to say thank you for bringing up this discussion item. I think it's really important. I wasn't aware it was going to be on the agenda till today, so thank you for bringing it up. To be continued, I did have the opportunity and attended the California League of Cities new Commissioner Academy 2 weeks ago, which I'll share at our next Planning Commission meeting. But the reason why I mention it is because a lot of the Senate bills that are now effective, really, we need to look at these, not just as planning commissioners, our other hat, but also as historic resource board members, and how we can effectively use these bills, or whether or not they apply to us. So I think it's something that I'd like to share at our next meeting. I wasn't prepared to give anything, but just mention that it's very important, and because we're all being asked to grow more. And as we know, we're a very unique little village town, and we have to really take a look at not losing our identity and our historic nature in the long run. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so when you get a chance, Jackie, go ahead and get with staff and make sure you get some assistance in that direction as well. So if you need any help with that, let me know or let us know. Be happy to help you with that. Thank you. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, I'm kind of happy with the way things are going. But again, we did have some hiccups trying to get everybody on board in today's meeting. I'm hoping that staff can get together and try to work on this to see if we can improve, make sure we don't have any latecomers coming in and what have you. So that's a concern on my part. So we need to make sure that everybody has a chance to speak. And also probably we need to find out why certain members haven't notified us when they're not going to be here, that kind of a thing. So we might want to take a look at that. That being said, so that's all I got. How about the community development director? Do you have anything to say?
Can I say, David,
Oh,
can I?
Yolanda, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm always forgetting somebody.
Yeah, and that would be me.
That would be, no, not you.
Not
Always.
you.
I always pick on somebody.
Yeah, I know you do. Erica, thank you for being on board. Thank you for helping us with our technical issues from here on out. I had a thought while we were having this meeting, maybe when you send the emails, you say, if they don't respond within that day or that day of, you can like reach out to them. Maybe that's one thing. Because I know if Jackie didn't get one, Commissioner McChain hasn't gotten one. Also, I mean, we're trying to just move forward, keep our town historical. That's why I brought on the neon. I don't want to pick on just one company, but like Cara says, there is a real estate agent over there at the end that has a rotating one too by that. I'm not good with the names of the buildings, but I'm sure it's across the street from the bakery that also has a rotating sign, and she's correct. Also, when David and I and Cheryl went to the planning, to the meetings, remember we had to give a report on the planning commission when we came back. Do you remember that, David?
What are we talking about here?
Remember when we went? When we went to the when we went over on the Queen Mary, we came back. We gave a we talked about what we did and didn't do.
Yeah.
Okay, and we could have had a planning commission meeting for that, Brian. I think from now on, we should have whether it be a 10-minute or 20-minute planning commission to pass the minutes. I'm sure there's new business coming on all the time. What's going on in our town, just so that we can be apprised. So I feel that from now on, we shouldn't cancel any planning commission meetings and have the minutes passed, so we don't have to do like we've done with when we had Trish catch up from 2 years ago. So, okay, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, so one of the things I did at every session I attended to, whether it was something I did personally for the city or not, particularly on preservation and historic resources, I've always made a report that I handed in to the city so that it could distribute if they should desire to do so. So it's out there. It's all kinds of information. And yeah, I think it'd be great if we could just sit down one of these days after we've gone through some sessions, because we've gone through some really nice stuff and I met a lot of wonderful people dealing with historic preservation or just city government altogether. So it's amazing what's out there, and particularly what's coming out of our schools. I mean, they're spot on. I mean, they're right on top of things, and it's really not surprising, but I'm just amazed that these young people are on it. I mean, they really are thinking what we can do with the past and how we can bring that to the present and look forward to the future with our past. So there's some really good stuff out there. Yeah, it'd be nice if we could have a jam session, you might say, just on the subject alone, what we've been experiencing and gone through. Thank you for that. And also thank you for Erica for helping us today. But again, before I close this section on the board members, how about community development director? Do you have anything you want to add to this meeting?
Jackie has her hand up, David.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw that it's been there for quite a while, so I don't know if it's from the last time she spoke. So do you have anything further you want to talk about, Jackie? Or I didn't, or maybe I forgot to call on you? I thought I did. She's not there. You want to mute yourself? Board member Morris Lopez, are you there? I guess not.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, sorry, it's a triple click on my laptop today. I don't know why.
Is that your old hand up or is that a new one?
That's my old. Yes, I am old. Anyway, I,
No,
I
your hand, the image of your hand, okay?
I just wanted to say thank you once again, but I just wanted to tag on to what board member Delgado said. I really think since we all wear double hats here, we go from the HRB into the planning commission meeting. I really think it's important, even if there isn't, a determined new business, I actually think there should be follow-up business. And it would be also a time to, there's so much happening out there statewide, countywide. I really think we'd be amiss to cancel any more planning commission meetings. We have so few. I think yes, I understand that staff has to do amount of preparation, but I think that we should continue to have a monthly planning commission meeting because old business is new business. We have to keep on top of these things and we need to keep the community abreast of what's going on. I think 2 months lag, a month lag is just too much of a lag. Thank you.
Okay, so that being said, staff, can we come back with something in the near future based on what we've heard today and kind of setting things up? Maybe we can have a jam session of some sort, even though it's not going to be a meeting of any sort other than maybe a meeting so that we could even have with the public and go through it with, with staff and what have you. I don't know if that's legal or not, but can we look into it and see if we can set something up in the near future, particularly when we don't have a lot to do sometimes?
Well, if there are particular items that that members feel they want to cover, we can always schedule a discussion item with the Planning Commission. We always attempt to contact chair, vice chair. I think we did this past time, attempt to contact the chair regarding any items before we canceled. That was not successful, so we didn't really have any items. But that said, we are just maybe in the way of a brief report from me. We are going to have a pretty exhaustive public engagement program related to the active transportation plan and also related to the community plan coming up very soon.
Yeah.
And it's going to be important for the commission to understand what we're doing in both of those programs. We also have a general plan annual report that we're a little late on, but we have to complete that. So there are some things that we're doing that we'll need to report back to the commission on. We're just not quite ready with those items yet. So April and May are going to be big for us. You also have a recommendation from the Economic Development Citizens Advisory Committee coming your way regarding parklets. So there are some things coming to the commission. There just wasn't anything coming your way for this meeting that we could determine. So.
Thank you, Ryan.
Okay.
So
I have a comment.
Excuse me. Yeah, hold on. Board members, if you're ready, just get a hold of staff and put it on a discussion time so we can discuss it further, or if we want to do a presentation.
Absolutely. Let me know, like the lighting or the sign.
Regardless of whether we have a meeting or not. In the meetings, I should say, even.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry. Somebody spoke.
I did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But, duly noted. Thank you.
Okay. Cara, did you had your hand up? For some reason? Nope, she didn't.
I
Okay.
had my hand up, Dr. Baker,
Okay.
before I exit. I just want to comment and speak to the issue of having the planning commission's meetings. So far, it has seemed to me to be sufficient. A lot of information has been covered. I don't feel like I've been left in the dark about any subject. And if I feel that I need more information, I can always, research and contact the office and uh, receive the information that I'm searching. So, I'm satisfied for the record with the number of meetings and how often that you conduct them.
Okay, thank you. Okay, if there's nothing else as far as community development director is concerned, item 7. Somebody wants to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So motioned.
All right, second.
I second that motion.
Can we have a roll call on the vote?
Dr. Mary Baines,
Yes.
Luis McChain, Yolanda Delgado, Yolanda,
Yes, yes.
Jackie Morris Lopez,
Yes, Board Member Morris Lopez says yes. Thank you.
David Maderos.
Yes.
All the members of the board for the motion as stated by the maker passes 401.
Thank you, Erica, for joining us today. Thank you, everybody, and in the public. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.